everybody. Today we're going to take a look at flash ace production, which I saw the other day on a VHS rip from Father Roger video. I believe it was disc 2 or tape 2 at the time. But anyway, we've eliminated a few things in the trick. One thing that happens in the routine is that there's a center cut to the table. This pack is set on it in an out jog position. Then the packs are squared, keeping a break, and then there's the usual time in the routine where you have to thumb riffle off 3 cards from the upper packet to the lower packet. What I have done is eliminate those 2 actions, which is one of the things that Vernon used to rail against, is, getting a break under something by, riffling up. And obviously the spectators can see from the front that something is going on back here. So without further ado, the setup is the same. We're going to produce the aces there together, so we split them there. Take an indifferent card, put it on 2 of the aces. They go on the bottom of the pack, and drop the pack on the other 2, and you are now ready to go. I start with a few false cuts. Then I false cut out towards the audience. Then cut the pack in half, and then I give it one of these dual spreads. The idea is to show that the cards are there and mixed. And the reason I do that is because we're going to do the same shuffle that's in flash aces, but I'm going to do that shuffle face up, and here's why. Now, the aces on the bottom of this packet remain on the table. These are riffled into the deck until you have 3 cards. You can tell they're 3 cards because as you riffle up, they fan and spread a little bit. As you're riffling up, you drop those on last. Push the 2 packs together. With your right hand, pick up both and show that the cards are indeed being shuffled together. Then, notice what happens. If we spring the cards shut, those 3 cards are the last to fall, so it enables us to catch a little finger break there. The right hand comes over to the thumb side of the pack, and in flipping the deck over, those cards will separate from the pack. Then the little finger pulls down, and then that break is transferred to the thumb. Now there is a center cut, cutting the cards this way. Let me show you what happens. Lift up about 1/4 of the pack or so. The left hand comes over and pulls out a center section of the pack. That section is spun out in a spin cut fashion. Then the aces are dropped on to the lower packet, and this is allowed to close, keeping a break above the aces. Believe it or not, we are now set for the flash ace production. You simply take half the cards that are above the break in one hand, push over the top 2 cards slightly. Then as these cards swing out, the packets are gripped by the little fingers. These cards are levered onto the bottom of the pack, and then you do a dumping move, retaining the top and bottom cards as they are stripped from the pack, and you have produced the 4 aces. That is my work on the flash ace production. In part 2, we're going to do what just almost every magician does after they produce the aces, and that is an ace assembly. So we will be back with the ace assembly in part 2. Thank you for watching Flash Aces.